Hey guys, welcome back. Um, I have had some technical difficulties lately. I upgraded my machine and I moved up to a Samsung 970 Evo Plus SSD, and so I had to rebuild my system. And I didn't note my OBS settings. I forgot, and so I've been struggling to get OBS working. So that was really dumb. And so you'll notice I'm playing a different game. This is Witcher 3. Um, this is definitely one of my top 10 favorite RPGs of all time. Um, this is a great game. Really, really good game. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Witcher 3. And this time I wanted to show you my build. I did not invent this build. I don't remember where I saw it because it was about a year and a half ago when I finally got back into Witcher 3. And so I can't credit the people who came up with this. I did not. I tweaked it for my playstyle. And let me explain my playstyle real quick. When The Witcher 3 first came out, I bought it at release, and I hated it. I hated the dark tone. I hated the dark content. I hated the pessimistic, almost nihilistic worldview. Um, and I hated the combat. That's a good one. And as you can see, I'm not particularly skilled at the combat. I can get it done. That's about it. One thing that's driving me crazy is trying to level up Erendite. Eh. That's my Quinn's down. Okay, there we go. And so there we go. Got Quinn to level. And come on. Yeah. I'm just not that good at this game. That's all there is to it. It's just not a combat system that I excel at. There are definitely people significantly better than I am at Witcher 3 combat, and some people. I've seen some people with who are more skillful at combat styles and like of this nature, of this type, and I've seen them criticize Witcher 3's combat, and I'm not qualified to make those criticisms because this isn't a combat system I normally gravitate towards. It's very twitchy, and it's very its timing. Is that? I think that's one of those ogroids. Yeah, rock troll. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can take him out. It's awfully dark in here. And there's a necker too, because you know, of course there's a necker. Let me get my coin up here. As you can see, I'm quite bad. Okay, more neckers. So let me show you the build real quick before I get too deep into into what's going on here. Um, All right, so this is the build essentially, and as you can see, I'm into my new game plus, and this is on normal, so you know, again, I'm not that good. What I've done with this build, this is called an alchemy build or combat alchemy build. And what I'm trying to do is because I'm uncomfortable with the combat system, I'm trying to basically cut it in half, trying to simplify it. And what I mean by that is you can do strong attacks and fast attacks. I only do fast attacks. I know the experts are going to criticize me and say that's a gimp way to play, and I don't understand the combat system. I'm not utilizing the combat system to its fullest. Yes, you are correct. You're absolutely right. I am literally cutting the combat system in half because I don't like the combat system in its current iteration. So what I've done is I've simplified it, and now I like it. I actually think it's kind of fun. But I'm only using one of two attack groups. I have cut out, because this is your strong attack line. I've completely excised this from my consciousness. I don't even think about strong attacks anymore. I don't even try to land them because my build and my gear are all built towards the fast attack, and that's all I use is fast attack. And so, this is muscle memory is one of your first skills. This is a no-brainer for fast attack. And if you've never played Witcher 3, what you have to do, guys, you allocate your points here. You level up, you come here, and you click on a skill, on a perk, and you take it. But you're not using it until you drag it over here. Okay? And now they become active. And for both active skills and passive skills, they have to be here in one of these boxes. One of these 12 boxes. It's almost like a card system, You have to have the abilities slotted to get the abilities effect. Okay? So this is mainly a combat alchemy build for fast attack and for light armor. I'll show you that in the gear section in a minute. The stuff here in the middle, this is from the expansion. Don't worry about this right now. This is for later. Okay. So what I usually do is I grab muscle memory and then I grab height and tolerance. This is very important. It doesn't sound that sexy. If you want, you can grab this one first. This might be a better pick early, but you do eventually want height and tolerance. So increases potion overdose threshold. Okay, you need this. Okay, because The Witcher uses a toxicity system. Okay, and this build relies on high toxicity, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But essentially, I'm getting a lot of power from having my toxicity up. And you'll notice here with Euphoria, each point of toxicity increases damage by swords and sound intensity. So each point of toxicity, and let me see, where was it? So look at my toxicity. I'm at 80%. Okay, and my toxicity. Okay, so I'm 80% of that meter, but I've increased the meter with certain perks like height and tolerance. Okay. So then, you're going to be spending a lot of points in alchemy. Acquired tolerance. This is really important. Really, really, really important. Increases maximum toxicity. See that right there? And so what you're going to do is you are going to try to learn every single alchemy formula in the game to get your toxicity up to the highest possible level. And this drives up your damage. Okay? And then you've got so every time you use a decoction, you buff up your vitality. So this is survivability, and then so synergy. So this increases mutagens that are slotted. Okay. Okay. I mean these mutagens here. So it buffs them up 50% and gives you more potion duration. And then finally, killing spree is really nice. Okay. So as long as toxicity is above 0, every time you kill somebody, your critical hit chance goes up by 50% for that fight, and you can drive your critical hit chances up to ridiculous levels and be critting like crazy. Um, Precise blows. This is a no-brainer for a fast attack specialist, and whirl. I don't use whirl as often as I should. This is a problem in my gameplay. I need to work on that. My understanding is that crippling strikes does not work well with this build. I've seen people who use it, I've seen people who don't use it. I haven't tested it, but there's so much criticism of crippling strikes that I stayed away from it. And I got this. This does work. Okay? So this is damage from hits while dodging is reduced by 100%. You are essentially immune from blockable attacks. Non-blockable attacks will still get you, but blockable attacks, you're immune from them now while dodging. And you'll notice I dodge all over the place. I don't parry. That's the other half of how I've simplified this build. Yes, I know I'm not doing it right. I get that, but you have to understand I don't like the combat. This is the way I get myself to like the combat, or at least put up with it. So all I do is dodge roll, because you can pretty much only parry human opponents. You can't parry monsters, and you fight monsters a lot of the time. So while parry is very important when fighting humans, it's completely irrelevant when fighting monsters, whereas dodge always works. So I've decided to focus on dodge, and I've decided to get dodge as powerful as I can. Resolve is very important. Okay, you want to get your adrenaline points up for things like whirl. You burn adrenaline to whirl, okay? And getting your adrenaline up as fast as possible is very important. And then, of course, here, instantly gain 1 adrenaline point when you're in combat. This is just very helpful for unlocking your ability to whirl, because whirl is really good. Over here, what I've done is I've just splashed some points, okay? And I was fiddling around with active shield, and for now I think this last slot I'm going to drop active shield in it. And I believe I had to have these two to get this, and I just kind of, I think this is, yeah, this is for some dialogue checks and stuff. I mean, that's one way to go. And finally, cat school. Most of these brown skills really aren't that good. Cat school increases your critical hit damage by 25% and fast attack damage for each piece of light armor, which takes me to gear. Okay, so there it was. Okay, so this is a light armor build, but there's an exception. I love the Undivik armor. I love what it does in game. I like the damage resistances are fantastic. This will make you tanky. I've always hated how squishy you tend to be in The Witcher 3. This really alleviates that quite a bit. This is very tanky armor. I really like this. I haven't gone all the way in. There are ways to make yourself super tanky, but you have to sacrifice fast attack DPS, because heavy armor winds up buffing strong attack. Okay, I don't like strong attack. I like fast attack. So the super tanky option isn't available to me because of my preferences. I love the Undivik armor. I won't say how to get it. That's a spoiler. If you want to know, just Google Undivik armor, and you'll see it's very easy to get. It is a little late to get, so that's kind of a problem. The other stuff I use is the feline gear. This isn't perfect. This is the way I play. I focus on Quinn. I pretty much only use Quinn, except in a few rare specific monsters where I switch to the other signs. And so everything is built around making Quinn stronger. Okay. Do I have the? Yeah, I got the right saddlebags on. So yeah, all Grandmaster Feline. Now you'll notice the little squiggly lines. So this is levity. This is heavy armor, but I've enchanted it to be light armor. Okay, that's from the expansions. You can only do that if you have the expansion the DLCs. It's incredibly expensive in game. You can pick up the DLCs for really cheap if you shop around on the internet. I think I paid like $5 per. Or you can just get, I think there's a Game of the Year version. I'm not 100% sure. And so my swords, I'm usually carrying a feline sword. I had to go Griffin for now, but usually I go feline. And you'll notice I have the, excuse me, God, I use the Chernobog runestones. There are better runestones. They're kind of expensive, and I haven't got that far yet. This is an excellent sword, and then I'm using Erendite. This is from the DLC. This is for New Game Plus. In your regular game playthrough, you'll use whatever best silver sword you have available, obviously, until you get to the expansion and get Erendite, and then many consider this to be the best silver sword in the game because it levels up with you. So there you go. So yeah, that's my Witcher build, and like I said, as you can clearly see, oh, okay, I'm sorry, Alchemy. I forgot Alchemy. What a bonehead. Okay, so this is an Alchemy build. So the point of this build is you need to be running what are called decoctions. Decoctions are basically long duration buffs. Okay, and these are my decoctions. So here you go. Taking damage raises damage resistance for the remainder of the fight. These are the ones I use. I use Water Hag. Okay. So with mobility and with Quinn, I usually don't take much, if any, damage. So Water Hag is usually up and working. Troll regens vitality. It's really good. And Echidna. Everybody uses Echidna. Well, a lot of people use Echidna. And so when I use my Quinn, it heals me, which gets me back to full health, which fires off Water Hag. I don't use strong attacks, but if you use strong attacks, this is a good one. Let's see. Some people use Catacan. I'm not really sure on Catacan. I don't know what the numbers are. This is a good one, but you got to hit them, right? I like Echidna more than Ekamara because Echidna works when I want it to work, whereas Ekamara only works when you hit. So gotta kind of watch out for that. This is good if you're facing a foe that has some brutal stagger effects. The Chort, it's definitely something you want in your backpack. No. This can be good if you keep your carry weight low, right? And yeah, see, I only use fast attacks, so that doesn't work. The other part of the build is oils. Oils are very important to this build. You need to get your oils. You need to find the recipes, get them made, get them leveled up. These are very important, right? The reason I haven't been using oils in the combat you've seen so far is because I'm trying to raise Erendite, and I don't want Erendite hitting too hard. I actually want more hits on the target right now, which is kind of crazy, but that's because I'm trying to level up Erendite. So your oils are very important. You want to match your your target with your oil, because of this build, not only did the oils increase my damage, they increase my my resistance. Let's see, where is that? It's over here. Yeah, here we go. There we go. So 25% protection. Really nice. So you want poison blades and protective coating. How quickly you get them is up to you. You're going to be constantly bouncing between combat and alchemy. You're probably going to want to grab cat school as early as possible. I would get this much later in life. It's really not that great. It's just I was kind of this messes things up, because you see, if you put 3 of the same color, you get a bigger buff. See how this is 3 and I'm getting plus 900, whereas this is only 1. I only get 450. So and you see how these are attack power plus 60%, and that's because there's 3 reds. Okay. So yeah, that's it. I think that's my build. So Quinn, fast attacks. I can't see in here. It's so dark. I bet you can't see either. It's super dark in here. Yeah, that's my build. That's how I play Witcher. It might not work for you. You might be more adept with this combat system than I am. I am definitely not a skilled Witcher 3 player. But I really like this game, and I really wanted to experience it and get all the way through it. And I was very happy that I was able to do that and enjoy it and experience the content, because it is an exceptional game. It is one of the top 10 RPGs ever made. But that's my dumbed down combat system for Witcher 3. I have tailored it and tweaked it to suit my needs, and this might suit your needs, or this might give you an idea for a direction to go. If you haven't tackled The Witcher 3 yet, or if, like me, you bought it, didn't like it, and then for a year, 2 years, you just saw all the rave reviews and Game of the Year and blah 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 blah, and you're like, man, what am I missing? Well, you're missing a great game. And there were just some things I couldn't get past, and I got past those things, and I really enjoyed it. And this build helped me to do that. And this is not my creation. This is from the internet. This is from YouTube. I don't remember who came up with it. I apologize for that. I'd like to give them credit, because I took their idea and I just tweaked it a little bit to suit me and my playstyle. So yeah, that's The Witcher 3, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.